It's 5 o'clock in Pirate Country, and it's time to get pumped up with the P-Man. Hit the door and hit the road. 94.3 The Game is going to get you home, and the P-Man's not holding back.
Yes! Yes! Pirates win! Pirates win!
Bring on the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Holy mackerel! Oh, my goodness!
The flagship station of the ECU Pirates.
All right, hey everybody, welcome in. Patrick Johnson here with you as we are up and running on the PJ Show. Midweek edition, all downhill from here. Nice to have you along. Doug Martin's going to rejoin us today. Coach has had some things going on with his family, and we'll make mention of that. But for Doug Martin, great to be back with him this week. I'm anxious to talk to him about what his thoughts were on how the Pirates played offensively down against UTSA, and also what his thoughts were with the Pirates at the quarterback spot. Looks like Alex Flynn is who they've settled on, so that's kind of where things are at the present moment. So I think it'll be – I'm looking forward to getting the evaluation coming up here in just a little bit from Doug Martin on the quarterback for the Pirates, Alex Flynn. And again, it looks like Flynn is going to be the guy. I liked a lot of the things he said yesterday. He's obviously a smart guy. He's obviously a talented guy on some level. So he might give the Pirates the best chance. And especially if he does display that little ability to run, just as an added extra wrinkle, I think that's a really positive thing and a good thing for East Carolina. So that is what is coming up here in the next little bit. We'll talk to Doug Martin about that and also everything else going on in college football this afternoon. And we also have a Pirate Report coming up. So we'll have that for you in just a bit. Philip the Ref Pilkington, ably producing the show today as he always does. Pilk, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about you, Patrick?
You know, I'm great, Pilkington. It is a lot better than yesterday when it was kind of cold and overcast. It's just brisk and sunny today, but the sun helps a lot.
It always does. Vitamin D is a big thing. I like the sun to be in a good mood.
You need the sun to be in a good mood. That's well said. Look at you. You're wise beyond your years, Pilk. We have, I flipped it on the World Series last night. We had trick or treat. Well, first of all, Michael thought this was hilarious and thought that this was some kind of, I don't know if you'd say spoof or just something where you say, it was, I don't know how you would put it, to be quite honest with you, but it humored him. But, I talked about this, I think, a little bit yesterday. We had people come by here for the trick-or-treating, but I'm not going to answer the door. I'm not going to do that. So I laid out a bowl, and with the bowl, I put the candy in it. So that's how they came by and the trick-or-treaters. And I don't think anybody got crazy. Now, in my neighborhood, there was, on the neighborhood Facebook page, there were people that had their whole bowl, that did the same thing, and the whole bowls were taken by some rambunctious youngsters. So is fair or foul on just leaving the bowl of candy out and letting it be a free-for-all with the trick-or-treaters, Pilk?
I say go ahead and let it out. You either need to sit at the end of your driveway and hand it out, or just put the bowl on the front step. Like, there's no need to keep walking back and forth from the front door. So I'm with you there.
It was a cold night, but sometimes Halloween could be warm, and then you run the risk of letting bugs in your home.
It's true. What do you think here, William? We got intern William, and I want to ask him if it's cool with you what he thinks about the bowl on the front step.
I find it very difficult to deal with these rambunctious youngsters, as Patrick called them. So I believe the pole in the front porch isn't a good idea because somebody will steal your bowl. So I think you just have to sit out there and hand out the candy.
Nah, you're wrong about that, William. You're wrong. By the way, William, did you partake in the revelry that was Greenville Halloween last night or this weekend?
I actually did. I went out as the P-Man himself. I dressed up as the P-Man.
What?
Yeah.
Nobody knew who that was. The young people had no clue who that was.
I felt like it was a pretty iconic Halloween costume.
Well, no, you're right about that, and you respect the legend. So I respect you for that. All right, so wait a minute. What this leads us down a whole new path here. What did you dress as the P-Man?
I was dressed up as a pimp.
Ah, there you go. That P-Man. I got you. I'll leave it there. I won't ask any more. I think there's still kids in the car, possibly. So we will not go any further. But I'm guessing you were colorful in your ensemble. Would that be accurate, William?
Yeah, I was purple.
Okay, purple the pimp. Very good. Pilk, did anybody trick or treat where you live, or is that just not? Or they just go to the really nice neighborhoods in Greenville?
I think they go to the really nice neighborhoods. Not
that you don't live in a nice area, Pilk. I'm just saying,
No, it's a little apartment complex. There ain't much to it.
See, I think the days of those things being trick or treat destinations are over, and they gather. My mom sent me a picture of our old neighborhood, which was a buzz of activity when I was a kid. And in some years recently, it had fallen off as kind of the people there had gotten older and their kids moved out. But now that kind of like a new generation of families have moved in, it's gotten busy again. But because it is kind of a neighborhood, like a suburban neighborhood, suburban Kinston, I know. Down the road where my house is, where I grew up, there were cars parked on both sides of the road, essentially blocking the road for the trick-or-treaters to go out and up and down that road.
Don't tell the fire marshal, P-Man.
Yeah, it was wild to see. I'm surprised the North Lenore Volunteer Fire Department didn't step in. All right, tell you what, we've got Doug Martin in the offing, and we want to get to him and leave as much time as possible. So let's go ahead and hit up a Pirate Report to start things here on 94.3 The Game and the PJ Show and the IBX Media app.
And now, Patrick Johnson with today's Pirate Report on the flagship station of the ECU Pirates, 94.3 The Game.
All right, we start here with some comments from Coach Houston from his press conference, and he talked about the tough defeat last weekend to UTSA.
Tough loss down in San Antonio this past weekend. Thought the players played very, very hard. Thought we were ready to play. Thought we came out with a lot of energy. Came out and did some really good things there, especially offensively early in the ball game. And against a very, very good team, kind of had a back and forth ball game for much of the day. And, you look back at it, just really pleased with the effort of the players. Thought, the 4 explosive plays we gave up defensively were obviously ones that we have not been giving up and the ones that we should make the play. And, those were big. I thought that, just a few plays here or there. We had 2 trips deep in UTSA territory that we came away with no points. And, you got to convert those into points against a quality opponent. But, our guys gave us a chance to win. We weren't able to get that done.
Let's see here. We also have Coach Houston talking about how excited that the team is for the opportunity that faces them this weekend.
The kids are, excited about the matchup this week. They were fantastic on Sunday, very motivated, glad to be back at home in Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. Obviously a challenging opponent in a 7-1 Tulane, ranked in the top 25. Veteran quarterback, Michael Pratt, veteran defense, veteran offense, quality football team we're facing. So the guys are excited about the matchup. Looking forward to game day, looking forward to getting back out on the field today to have a solid Tuesday in preparation to play very, very well this weekend.
All right, comments from the Tuesday press conference from Mike Houston, and Coach gives his thoughts on the season moving forward, that the possibility of a bowl game mathematically is no longer on the table.
Well, I think the kids have, we talked about in our leadership council Sunday night, they set the message same as I do, and it's, next game. It's a 1-0 mentality. And that's the only game that you can focus on is the one this week. And they're very dialed in on that and very encouraged by their attitudes. So excited about the game this weekend.
And let's see here. Coach Houston, on the players very much still being invested in the program.
We're having a challenging year right now, but we've got a solid program, and we're very close. That's how I look at it, and that's why we stay motivated. You stay motivated by, you look at the way the kids competed and played this past weekend from an effort level. They're very invested in this program. So are the coaches. This is a great place to be. We're excited to be here, and look forward to playing well this weekend, and look forward to getting Pirate football exactly where it needs to be.
All right, more from Coach Houston and trying to get Pirate football where it needs to be, exactly the topic of the NIL coming up.
Well, I think that, the landscape of college football has changed drastically in the last 2 years. We talked about it, this time last year, and I beat that drum pretty loudly at the end of the year last year and all through the winter. The thing is, you do have a lot of teams in this league that have invested heavily, and when I say teams, I mean really the people surrounding those teams have invested heavily in name and image likeness. We're thankful for the name and image likeness endorsements that our student athletes do enjoy here at East Carolina University. Very thankful for Team Boneyard and what they've been able to do. And I would just encourage everyone to take a good look at where support is needed for those student athletes.
Well said, and I think you're going to see or start to see, I don't know if you call it literature, but maybe data, exactly where ECU stacks up to its conference brethren in the NIL and how important it is to really get that going. I mean, we cannot beat that drum hard enough. One couple things here. A couple of these we can hold over, but let's go to 6, Pilk, where Coach talks about the way that the team played at UTSA. Spoke a lot about the fabric of this team.
Well, I think it says a lot about our student athletes. That's what I think it says a lot about. I love this group of kids. They are outstanding, and every single day I get to spend with them is a great day. And we have not gotten the results as far as wins and losses that we wanted this year up to this point. But I am proud of the way they compete. I'm proud of the way they responded on Saturday. We were all very disappointed in the performance against Charlotte. But I think that, the way they went out and competed at a high level this past weekend shows just, what they're about. And it's what we want to be about.
All right, that'll do it for today's Pirate Report here on the Patrick Johnson Show. Our coverage of ECU hosting number 24 ranked Tulane. Tulane, by the way, 24th, just ahead of Air Force at 25 in the college football playoff poll. So Tulane right now would have the inside track, if you were to get a New Year's Six bowl out of the G5, and they would represent the American. But we'll take a break. More time to talk about that down the road. We're going to talk to Doug Martin about the matchup with Tulane and also his thoughts on how the Pirates played last weekend. That is straight ahead with us here on the Patrick Johnson Show.
2024s are moving in, which means 2023s are moving out. It's the model year-end move-out at Greenville Toyota. Shop new RAV4s, $289 a month. Even save on the all-new Camry, also $289 a month. At Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
Other restaurants claim their food is fresh and fast, but are they friendly? At Moore's, you're treated like family the minute you walk into their doors. With locations in Winterville, New Bern, Swansboro, Morehead City, and Jacksonville. We've been practicing what we preach since 1945. At Moore's, our barbecue is slow cooked and smoked over real wood daily until it's so tender it's falling off the bone. Combined with our fresh chicken, cook-to-order seafood, and homemade fixins, we're sure you'll agree. If it's not Moore's, it's less.
Acre Station Meat Farm, along with Lane Angus Beef, bring you Farm to Fork Beef.
Stock your freezers now with affordable beef boxes, just in time for the grilling season.
Farm to Fork Beef brings quality local beef to your family. From your traditional butcher shop, Acre Station Meat Farm. Come on down to Acre Station Meat Farm and find out why we're #1 in fresh cuts and friendly service.
Acre Station Meat Farm, Highway 32 North, Pinetown.
At GoEco, we don't just supply the office space. We create solutions for any environment. Our state-of-the-art commercial-grade video display is perfect for watching film with the team. From film study to the field, elevate your game with GoEco.
Storm season is approaching. North Carolina weather can damage your roof, and before long, a small leak can turn into a big problem. Your home is one of your biggest investments, so protect it with Wells Home Improvements.
We work with all insurance companies for a hassle-free roof installation experience. Call us today and get 10% off your roof installation when you mention this commercial.
252-227-8403 or visit us online at wellshomeimprovements.com. Wells Home Improvements. Local, honest, dependable.
The 2024s are here and the 2023s need to move. It's the model year-end move out at Greenville Toyota. Move in on new Tacomas just $299 a month. Plus get the Greenville Advantage at Greenville Toyota, where our volume saves you money.
We have you covered with all the ECU news and beyond that you need for the drive home. The Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
Welcome back in on the Patrick Johnson Show, and now Doug Martin joins us. Coach, great to talk to you again. We had Coach Logan last week, and we didn't get a break in hardly. So
that's always entertaining when you got Coach Logan. How you
Yeah, well, he did. It was awesome to have him on. It's great to have you back, though, and thanks for taking some time with us today. We'll start on the Pirates here. They got Tulane coming in. I know you know Willie Fritz pretty well, so you could speak to a little bit of what he and Michael Pratt and how they've replaced Spears at running back and all of that. But, Pirates put it together a little more offensively, especially early. Looked really good. It seems like that they have settled on Alex Flynn. Doesn't mean we won't see Mason Garcia, but I think Flynn may be the guy, at least going into this game this week, that gives the Pirates the best chance.
Well, I think he certainly gives you the best chance to win games right now. And he really showed some things Saturday. He's under a lot of pressure. Protection wasn't great all the time there. But, he stood in there and made some throws. He shows a lot of toughness. It showed some anticipation of throws, which I haven't really seen much of this year from him. But he's making progress, and I think he's got a chance to be a player if he develops. And the more he plays, the better he's going to get. He just needs some more pieces around him.
Coach, when you have a quarterback like that is I'll just kind of be more direct. You had a quarterback that, from a skill set perspective, was very similar, mainly a thrower, but could run it a little bit. I guess maybe a lot of the same tools that Alex Flynn possesses. Yeah,
I had Tyler Rogers at New Mexico State. Tyler's very much like Flynn, about the same size, ran about the same, ran good enough to make first downs for us and keep plays alive, but he wasn't really a runner. He's more of a drop-back passer. And Tyler ended up third in the nation in passing yards per game for us that year at New Mexico State and won the bowl game. And I see a lot of similarities between those two. Strong arm, great anticipation Tyler had, and I see Flynn developing that way. And I think the positive thing for East Carolina right now is, though, they're still playing hard. I mean, that says a lot about, the coaching staff and how hard they're working, and the players and the character of their team, that they are still playing hard.
What did you think of Frank Harris and UTSA?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Frank Harris a lot. It seems like he's been there for 20 years. I mean, the guy's been around.
He almost
a long
has.
Time. Yeah, I mean, he's got a great skill set. I mean, he's not going to be an NFL quarterback. He might be a wide receiver or something at that level, but he's got great skills to extend plays and make things happen. He's done it for a lot of years. And UTSA could be a dominant program. I mean, they're in just a wealth of talent down there around San Antonio to recruit to. They've got facilities, they've got money, they've got all the things that you need to have a top-notch program, and they're going to be formidable for a long time.
We got Coach Doug Martin on the line with us here. It's always great to catch up with Coach midweek, talk some Pirate football and some college football, lots to get into here. Back to the Pirates really quick. Shane Calhoun, the tight end, out for the season. It's been confirmed. And Jalen Johnson, the Georgia transfer, stepped up, had a nice game. Of course, Chase Soule had his first touchdown reception. So if Johnson and Soule can just be competitive on those 50-50 throws, if they can continue to build on what they've done, the Pirates might in this last month get the offense jump-started a little bit.
Well, that's huge because East Carolina is going to continue to see man coverage and a lot of pressure because that's proven to be their Achilles heel, but they just haven't handled well and haven't made enough plays against it. So everybody sees that blueprint, and everybody's a copycat in college football. You go what's been successful by everybody else. So they're going to continue to see that. So it'll be interesting to see if they can develop and still make those plays. And to me, the biggest thing now is, you want to win games this year, and you certainly want to finish the season out well, but you need to come out of this season feeling really good about where you're headed for next year. Which means you got to find those players that you really think are going to be, key guys for you next year, and keep developing them and put them in positions to develop and make plays so that, next year these guys are ready to win.
Coach, we're volleying a little bit back and forth here, but UTSA had probably the most successful offensive production, moving the football with the greatest consistency, at least since Michigan probably, but at least have had the most production against this Pirate defense that we've seen this year. What were they able to take advantage of that maybe some other teams have not been able to against what has been a pretty representative defense this season for Coach Harrell and Coach Houston?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things here. One, UTSA has talent at several different positions. It's not just Frank Harris, although his ability to extend plays makes it really difficult to cover people in the secondary that long. You can get exposed because he just creates more time for receivers to get open. But, you saw then, Patrick. They've got great speed at the skill positions, wide receivers, running backs, tight ends. They really have a plethora of talent there to draw from. And I don't know that East Carolina's really seen an offensive team like that up to this point. The other thing is when you play teams like that, your offense really got to step up. Now, you've got to score some points. You've got to, win the field position game. And those are tough things that have hurt East Carolina's defense this year, particularly field position-wise, because of the lack of offense.
Coach, good to see the kicker Conrad bounce back. Confident guy, missed some kicks against Charlotte. But, obviously in the Dome you don't have those elements weather-wise. And he did miss a 52-yarder, but he stuck a 52-yarder that probably would have been good for 3-4 more yards out. So college kickers, man, that's what they say on the social medias. So, but, if you could – and I know there's that philosophy. It's the Logan philosophy. I'm sure it's yours. It's -4 if you're not getting a touchdown completed drive. With that said, if you can complete a drive with points and you have a good defense, you've always got a chance to make some hay.
Well, that's true, and in close games, kickers are crucial. And, at this level, the Group of 5 level, you're going to play a lot of close games if you're, capable. And, those guys winning games are important for you. I always loved to have kickers that were athletes, that had just played other sports.
Yeah.
We had Kevin Miller at East Carolina's the best kicker I've ever been around. And I remember Steve asking, he made a lot of last-second kicks for us, or crucial kicks. And I remember Coach Logan asked him one time, Kevin, what makes you so different than these other guys? And Kevin actually came to East Carolina with a golf scholarship. And his response was, Coach, I've stood over a lot of 6-foot putts. I thought that was the best answer ever, because this guy is not just a kicker. He's got a mentality about, winning. And so, those guys are valuable, and they're hard to find. And, they're much like quarterbacks. Confidence plays a lot in it, and they just need to get on a roll sometimes.
We saw Kevin back on the homecoming day, so that was good to see him. Just a great guy.
Great player.
Just a great guy. Hey, Coach, as far as Willie Fritz and Tulane coming in, you must have a strong NIL, because Michael Pratt I turned down a couple of P5s to return to New Orleans.
Well, I think, Willie is a good friend of mine, first of all, and total disclosure. But Willie does a great job of building a culture at programs. And they probably don't lose a lot of kids because of the way they're treated there. He really does a nice job of handling a team, being very fair with players. He's very firm, but he's very fair, and I think players really respect him. And, they've done a nice job of developing players. So when you're at a program like that, you don't necessarily have to jump to a P5 to get developed. You may be able to get more money, but are you going to get developed any better? And I think that's what Pratt saw from there, and was comfortable in the system that they run there, and, is happy with the way they're winning. And so, that breeds contentment with your team, and it helps you keep those guys, because that's going to continue to be a problem for all group of fives, is hanging on to your best players, because they're all going to get recruited with NIL money. And so you've got to have the same skills that Willie has about building a team.
Coach Doug Martin is here. Who let the dogs out? Doug Martin. It's finally been answered. It's finally been answered. Coach, what about Pratt is projectable at the next level?
I think he's going to have a chance, be the late round or a free agent type of guy, and there'll be the whole thing about getting with the right team. That's so important when you come out and go to the NFL. Julian Edelman, who I had at Kent State, if he doesn't go to the Patriots, we may not even know the name Julian Edelman.
Right.
But he went to the right team, and the right time and everything. And that's what's really important. Holton Ahlers is another one of those guys. I always thought, if he got with the right team to develop somebody, he'd really have a chance. So I think that's kind of where Pratt is too. He's got skills. He really does a nice job, takes care of the ball well. He knows how to play the game. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's accurate. And I think he has really good anticipation of throws. And that, to me, that's something you can't coach. Either a young man has that or he doesn't. He can feel people coming open. And you'll see him a lot of times, that ball's out of his hands before the receiver makes a break.
As far as, they're kind of running the same stuff. They're run first, but Pratt is so accurate deep down the field and does have a big arm. And then defensively, I think they're mixing it up a little bit from what they've done in the past with the three line. They're still three down, but they have mixed it up some this year.
Yeah, they're a really good defensive team. They got really good team speed. All across the board, they can run offensively, defensively, special teams. And I would expect you're going to see some pressure from their defense. You're going to see probably quite a bit of pressure. And they're not afraid to play man coverage. And when you're an RPO team, man coverage is what you don't want to see, because if people can lock down those receivers, the run action doesn't help you on the RPO game. And that's what they've been able to defend really well. So, again, they've got a nice program going there right now. They've done a really good job building facilities and being able to recruit the right guys. And this is going to be a tough game.
We'll get more from Coach Martin talking college ball. So stay with us here on the Patrick Johnson Show. But right now, Philip the Ref Pilkington with a 94.3 The Game Sports Update and Pirate Report.
Thanks, Patrick. This weekend, the Pirates will be hosting the Green Wave of Tulane, and quarterback Alex Flynn gave a scouting report on the upcoming Pirates opponent.
Really good on defense, like always. I think they play well as a unit. We're going to have to execute, but there's big stage, big opportunity, so I think we'll be ready to go.
Last night, the Raiders, who are 3-5, fired head coach Josh McDaniels and general manager Dave Ziegler. Team owner Mark Davis put out a statement that read, "After much thought about what the Raiders need to move forward, I've decided to part ways with Josh and Dave. I want to thank them both for their hard work and wish them and their families nothing but the best." Champ Kelly, who is the second-year assistant GM, has been named the interim GM, and the linebackers coach, Antonio Pierce, has been named interim head coach. Tonight, the Rangers will attempt to win their first World Series title as they take a 3-1 series lead into Game 5. The Rangers will send Nathan Eovaldi to the bump to face Zach Gallen. Tonight, the Hornets are 2.5-point dogs in Houston as they take on the Rockets and try to snap a 2-game losing streak in what will be their first road game of the young season. Panthers linebacker Frankie Louvu has been named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He had 12 tackles, 7 of which were solos, 2 were tackles for loss, and he also deflected 2 passes in the Panthers' win over the Texans. That'll do it for your 94.3 The Game Sports Flash Update and Pirate Report. On the other side of this timeout, more with Doug Martin and the P-Man.
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport.
The best burgers around. Everyone loves a thick, juicy, and fresh burger. Tiebreakers in Greenville, plus the all-new Tiebreakers in Winterville. Do real burgers better than anybody. So don't just go to any burger-themed restaurant chain. It's time to break the chain and eat local. Tiebreakers, real burgers at its best.
Everybody loves burgers.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern living's best small town.
Hey, grab me one too.
Air Service is back at Pitt Greenville Airport, offering safe, clean facilities and flights from American Airlines. That means the short commute, quicker lines, and better prices that get you where you're going fast and easy. See it for yourself. There's great things inside at Pitt Greenville Airport.
R&D Brewing is proud to partner with the ECU Pirates, and now you can enjoy Pirates Brew, the official craft beer of ECU Athletics. Pirates Brew is a carefully curated light beer that embodies the spirit of ECU, a refreshing and easy drinking light beer. Pirates Brew by R&D Brewing is available now at grocery stores, local retailers, and at ECU athletic events.
Head over to your favorite store and enjoy a nice Pirates Brew today, or else you'll walk the plank. Hand me another Pirates Brew. Arr.
Have you noticed he's in his own little happy hour? We're back to the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game.
This is the Happy Hour program.
Here's the P-Man.
Coach Doug Martin, great to have him back. Coach, before we go any further, you and I talked a couple of times in the last week, but condolences to you and your family with the passing of your mother. But, boy, what a long and great life she lived.
Oh, she really did, Patrick. I appreciate that. And, we've had so many people from Greenville reach out to us, old friends, and really appreciate that. But, Yeah, she was going to turn 95 next month and lived by herself till she was about 92. She had a wonderful life, and it's a blessing to have her as long as we did, and we're just grateful for that.
Was she nervous when you played football?
She was a good fan. I'll tell you the best story about her. The first game that I really played in at University of Kentucky was we were playing Clemson, and they had William Perry and all those guys. They'd just come off the national championship. And I greeted my mom and dad as we got to the stadium to go in the locker room. And Clemson's players got off the bus at the same time, started walking in. And as I was walking away, I heard her tell my dad, "Good Lord, Frank, they're going to kill him." she saw Clemson's players and thought, "Oh, my God." So she was a football fan, and she was a good one.
They finally have put out the first college football playoff rankings. I know you were on the edge of your seat in this made-for-television event. I'm shocked Ohio State was number one. I really am.
Yeah, I don't buy into that very much. I think, what Georgia has done and even Saturday playing without their best player.
Right,
Rock,
right.
And still dominated. So I think they're the best team. But, I think Ohio State's there, Michigan's there. To me, Washington is the fourth team with Florida State a close fifth. But I really think Washington is – I know they haven't played as well the last 2 weeks offensively, but they're win because they got great defense. And to me, if you're going to be in that realm of plays like teams like Georgia, you got to be good on both sides of the ball, and I think that's what they are.
There's a bunch of one-loss teams stacked behind them in 6 through 13. That includes Oregon and Louisville's in there, Alabama, Oklahoma, Ole Miss. So, I mean, there's Penn State. I mean, there's really a lot of quality teams, Texas. I mean, any of those, and what the hell, we'll just throw Missouri in since they're on the list. Do you see any of those teams cracking this top 5? Or top 4?
It could. I think Oregon probably has the best chance. They've really, the only loss they have is to Washington, which was a really close game.
Yeah, by 3.
Again, they've got both sides of the ball, man. They can play defense, they can run, they got offense. They've got a lot of things going for them. I think they would be the next best candidate there. I really like Louisville. I tell you, they're sneaky good. Jeff Brom is a great offensive coordinator mind and is also the head coach, and he does a great job of developing quarterbacks. And again, they can play defense, and I think they're a dangerous team.
One other note on Tulane, they are in the highest position of the kind of rest of the group there, the G5. Air Force behind them at 25th. Air Force's schedule looks to be one that they would not have a big problem managing. So obviously Tulane in a 3-way tie with SMU and Texas San Antonio for the top of the American needs to definitely get to the American championship game, if not win it, with that one loss. So we'll see how all that kind of plays out. That does put some added importance on this weekend's game in Greenville. But obviously, anything that's released now, again, this is just made for television excitement, I guess.
Yeah, it's all going to play itself out. You still got some huge games to be played, and usually it does all work its way out. I do think there'll be a one-win team in there somewhere that'll make a big run, that'll get hot, and whether that can be, whoever it is, Oregon, Alabama, whoever it is, one of those teams will make a run too.
So the ACC this week releasing its its schedule model for the next 7 years, 24 through 30. SMU, Cal, Stanford added to the mix. Here are the home games. Well, let's do the away games. Here are the away games for Cal in 2024. Wake, Pitt, Florida State, and SMU.
Go get some frequent flyer miles.
Yes, they will. They do get Stanford at home. They'll get Syracuse, NC State, and Miami at home. And it's funny, too, North Carolina – the jokes write themselves. North Carolina doesn't take on any of these new teams. It's funny how that always works in the ACC. But
right, I tell you where it's going to be tougher on Cal and those teams to travel being out west when I
Yeah.
went to New Mexico State, we played a lot of SEC teams, and we had to travel back east a lot. That time change and things like that really affects those teams, especially if you have to do back-to-back weeks. That gets hard. Cal's going to have a hard time with that. The teams that go to play them, it's not that much of a problem, really. I mean, it's a 1 week shot, and the time difference doesn't come into play as much. But it will be a problem for the teams from out west that have to come all the way back here to play the ACC teams.
I want to ask you about a game tomorrow night that I think is interesting. Duke hosting Wake Forest. Demon Deacons are coming off a throttling against Florida State. And then Duke kind of a surprising shutout at aforementioned Louisville. So Riley Leonard, I think, is out there playing hobbled. The Deeks have a lot to play for. What do you see happening in Durham tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think Duke has done an unbelievable job, too. I mean, you talk about developing players, and they don't have a lot of transfer guys there. They've got a couple, but not like these other teams have. So most of the guys you're seeing them play with are guys that they've gotten there and they've developed and they've held on to. And Riley Leonard is the difference to me for them. How healthy he is dictates how good they can be. I think he's a really special player. Wake has really shown a lot of toughness. They've got a lot of injuries and gone through a lot this year, especially in the offensive line. I think, they may have gone through 9-10 players up front, and it shows at times. But they've played the best defense they've played in the last couple of years. So, they're still playing hard, both those teams. That's a big rivalry right there on Thursday night. That'll be a really good football game. I think it'll come down to, can Wake handle Riley Leonard and how healthy he is.
Coach Doug Martin's with us here. One or two other things I wanted to make mention of to you since we last talked to you. Army is now an official member of the American. How do you see Army football faring?
Well, I mean, I'm a big fan of the military academy, so I think any conference that has those have helped themselves just from a stability standpoint. Those people always have finances. They're always going to have character. They're always going to have tradition. They have a huge fan following across the nation. So that's a great addition. Like I told you, Patrick, I think the ACC is nuts for not trying to get some of those military academies, your Air Force, Army, Navy. If it's a power conference that wanted to expand, got those three in the same conference, you'd really have something, I believe. And it's going to go that way because these conferences are going to keep expanding. But that's a great get for the American right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, any particular games? I know Bedlam's this week. Georgia's got Missouri. There's LSU and Alabama. Any other games that maybe you're kind of looking for? We'll see what happens with UCF and Cincinnati. Somebody is going to win their first Big Ten game this week. Or excuse me, Big 12 game. Big 12 game.
Yeah. I don't know this week. The Missouri game I think could be interesting. Missouri's dangerous. They're a hot team. They can be real streaky on offense, and Georgia, if not careful, that could be one they could slip up on. And so I think it'd be interesting. Now, if Georgia comes out and blows them out, then man, there's no question who the best team in the country is.
Yeah. Hey, Coach, always great to talk to you, my friend, and best of luck with everything you've got ahead of you in the next several days, and we'll catch up with you next week.
I appreciate it, Patrick. Thank you.
Coach Doug Martin with us. Great guy. And, again, our condolences, thoughts and prayers to Doug and his family with the passing of his mother. All right, we're going to grab a break. We'll come back. What do you think, Pilk? Well, we'll save. Let's do a little hold my beer when we come back, Pilk. What about
Sounds
that?
good.
How you feel about that?
I'm good.
You got something?
I've got something.
Okay. You always do. Does William have something?
William, got to hold my beer yet?
Well, not a beer for William. It'd be
Yeah, that's
hold
true.
my
It's not a
juice.
beer for William. It's hold my diet soda for William.
Yes. Hold my tab. All right.
He's too young. He doesn't know what a tab is.
Well, again, many places we can go. We may do that when we come back. We may not. I don't know. Actually, I do have something. So we'll do a hold my beer when we come back. Let's come back with that, Pilk, instead of the stunning conclusion. How about that? A little real-time producing and editing here on the fly. It is the Patrick Johnson Show on 94.3 The Game, 94.3thegame.com, and the IBX Media app.
Fifth Street Hardware is the home of the $9 lunch special Tuesday through Fridays. $9 specials every day, including the famous Burger Day on Tuesdays, Flatbread Pizza Wednesday, the famous Fifth Street Hardware Reuben on Thursday, and fried fish or shrimp on Friday. Plus trivia on Wednesday nights and live music every Thursday nights. And the Prime Rib Brunch Buffet has returned on Sundays. You heard that right. The Brunch Buffet with all the great items, including prime rib. Fifth Street Hardware in downtown Greenville.
Tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master. Call Comfort Master.
You can't name a lot of things that I didn't do. It's like a paper, like a book, not a Kindle. You outdated, I'm the one they getting into, and I won't break a sweat. Let's get it, 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 let's get it. Child, please, I don't need a towel, please.
Are you game day ready? Anson Belt, the official belt of ECU Athletics.
Are you ready for a digital hair color revolution? The Color Master Factory by Chi and LG. A masterpiece of innovation, unlimited color formulations, limitless possibilities. Long-lasting color. Chi.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Do you have something you need to get off your chest? Get off your chest.
I am not here for rage. I'm here for revenge.
Did your favorite team blow another game?
They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Or is there just something that's driving you crazy?
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
It's time to let it all out.
You have made me very angry. Very angry indeed.
With another edition of Hold My Beer.
Hold my beer.
Hold the beer. Whatever this is that is giving me the sniffles in this space I'm in today is what I'm gripe about, Bill. Hold my beer. Ohio State is the number. I mean, they're the number one team according to this committee in the college football playoff rankings. Ohio State. I mean, I know it's a conversation starter and it's a made-for-TV event, but I mean, come on, man. Better than Georgia? I mean, you just heard Doug Martin talk about how high he is on Georgia. Some other really smart people I talked to a lot in the last month have really gotten into Georgia. I know the perception is Georgia hasn't played anybody, and they haven't. And that Georgia's got a cakewalk, and they do. But that's a really good football team that's starting to get its act together. I mean, Florida's not awful. Florida's got talent, and they handled Florida easily the other day. Totally easily. So, if not Georgia, I'd say Michigan should be the number one. Well, I'm impressed as hell with Michigan. Now, I realize it's not real in vogue to be singing the praises of Michigan right now. But I think the Wolverines are legit, especially defensively. Both they and Georgia are legit defensively. It will be hard for a lot of teams to score against those two. I don't get the Ohio State thing. I think they've caught some breaks. Pilk, where did they beat Penn State? It was at the Horseshoe, wasn't it?
I believe it was.
And then they beat Notre Dame kind of on that funky last-minute deal, right?
Yeah, they could have easily.
So they
lost
got lucky
to Notre
there.
Dame.
I mean, that could have gone the other way. They got Penn State at the Horseshoe, which, I mean, that's a home field advantage. To me, they're not the number one. Now, they might wind up being. But I don't think you have them there right now. SEC's got 3 teams in the top 10. So their demise is premature. So there you go. That's my hold my beer. The stinking playoff. I fell into the trap, didn't I, Pilk?
You did. You fell into the TV event. We know if Ohio State goes undefeated, they'll be in, regardless of whether they're 1 right now or unranked right now. If they go undefeated, they'll be in. So if they don't, they probably won't.
Let's hope. All right, Pilk, what you got?
All right, mine is hold my beer. When people go to football games and know nothing about football and then yell the whole game like they think they know what they're talking about. For example, I'm at the Panthers game.
Wait a second, Pilk. Are you talking about yelling from the stands, or are you talking about yelling into their phone as they voice text a message board post or a tweet? Because there is a little bit of a difference.
There is, but no, yelling from the stands. For example, the other day, Panthers punt returner waves off that he doesn't want to catch the punt. The ball hits the ground, takes a massive hop in the other team's favor, and then he immediately just catches it and falls down to keep it from rolling another 10 to 15 yards inside the 5-yard line where the Gunners would have downed it. So he picks it up at about the 18. And there's some guy losing his mind behind me about why he ever picked up the ball. So there was that. Then, as we all saw the end of the Panthers game with the field goals, and the officials were clearly blowing the play dead, they said, prior to the snap, offsides, unimpeded to the holder. And there's a lady who's actually an usher. The ushers are supposed to kind of not cheer. Yelling at Frank Reich.
In the stands, not on the field.
Yeah. Was yelling at Frank Reich to throw the challenge flag. A, we're inside 2 minutes. B, a play never happened. So you can't challenge a play that didn't happen. And C, just you're an usher. Do your job. I get you want the team to win, but
now that was fairly elitist. You're an usher. Do your job.
I'm just
what you're saying, though.
My grandma went with me to the game, and she talks about the stuff she knows. And then if it's something she doesn't know about, she asks. Yeah. She doesn't just yell just for the sake of yelling.
Pilk's grandma at the game.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Pilk. That's a good one. All right. Intern William, I'll hold my soda for you, so go ahead.
I have one, and it is not sports related, but it is.
That's fine.
I think it's good for right now, seasonal.
Okay.
Right. I do not like people.
Whoa! You got to say "hold my soda" before.
Oh, hold my soda.
Yes. Yeah.
I do not like it when people start to decorate for Christmas before Halloween has ended. I'm still on the fence about Thanksgiving, but especially before Halloween.
What are your Thanksgiving decorations? Just a pumpkin and a bale of hay? I mean,
no, I just don't think that people should decorate for Christmas until at least midway through November, and I normally like to wait until after Thanksgiving.
Okay. The thing I would say, it's interesting. So I went to the Working Man's Beach last weekend, and I drove through Swansboro to get there because I went over to Carteret County first. Swansboro and Surf City both had kind of their holiday-themed, beach-themed holiday decorations, Christmas decorations out. And there were some people at the beach at Surf City who already had like Christmas light displays out and all that.
And they're wrong.
Where are you, William? Where are you on the after Christmas? How long do you leave it up?
You can leave it up not into February. Once you get into February, the decorations have to come down.
Got to be down before the Super Bowl, at least.
Yeah, before the Super Bowl. I'd say that's fair timeline.
Some people leave it up to March or April,
That's just laziness.
Yeah, you wonder what goes on in those. I think everybody's just excited about Christmas. Guys, Williams poo-pooing this whole thing. Philip, remember when we had Philip on, or William on, and he talked for the first time and he was about to wet his britches? And now he just hops on the mic. He rocks the mic like a vandal.
Yeah, hey, man, look, I had my pregame jitters my first time, and then by the time I got my second time, I was much better. So he's the same way.
I always have pregame jitters. Actually, I don't. I'd probably be better if I did. All right, big thanks to Doug Martin for being on with us today. Great job there, guys, with Hold My Beer. Good work. We appreciate you tuning into the show today. We're going to greet you again tomorrow. Jim Szoke will be on the program. We will have another special video presentation of the show, and that'll be at 1:30 on all of our video platforms tomorrow. 94.3 The Game will be on the radio side. So all of that comes your way on Thursday for the Patrick Johnson Show. Big thanks to Doug Martin again for being on with us, Philip the Ref Pilkington, intern William. Don't forget our Pirate coverage begins at 12:30 on Saturday from our Fort Game Day 2.2 location, as we will have our Pirate Game Day Countdown, fueled by Busch Light from outside of the stadium. Looking forward to that. 12:30. Network at 2:30, kick at 3:30 as the Pirates take on number 24, Tulane. Tomorrow, again, Jim Szoke will be on the program. We'll hear from the Pirate coordinators. So all of that is coming your way on the Patrick Johnson Show. We'll see you in the morning on Talk of the Town at 7 a.m. on 96.3 and 103.7, and 5 o'clock right here on the Patrick Johnson Show with a special video presentation time of 1:30. Have a great rest of your day and evening, everybody.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
Call AA Hauling 252-946-1227 or AAHauling.com.
R&D Brewing is proud to partner with the ECU Pirates, and now you can enjoy Pirates Brew, the official craft beer of ECU Athletics. Pirates Brew is a carefully curated light beer that embodies the spirit of ECU, a refreshing and easy drinking light beer. Pirates Brew by R&D Brewing is available now at grocery stores, local retailers, and at ECU athletic events.
Head over to your favorite store and enjoy a nice Pirates Brew today, or else you'll walk the plank. Hand me another Pirates Brew. Arr.
Living easy is the sound of children laughing as you make memories with neighbors and friends. It's the sound of nothing at all. It's the smell of the salt air. Hear the waters against the marsh grass. See the beauty of our coast. Bow Coast, located in Beaufort, North Carolina. Southern Living's best small town.
Hey Pirate Nation, I'm head men's basketball coach Mike Schwartz.
And I'm Kim McNeil, head coach of your defending American Athletic Conference champion women's basketball team.
Basketball season is just around the corner, and we're looking forward to another exciting season on the hardwood.
We need Pirate Nation to Pat Minji's Coliseum by purchasing your season tickets today.
Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or visit ECUPirates.com to get yours now.
Thanks, and go Pirates.
Hi, I'm D.R. Alligood.
And I'm his daughter, Jessica.
For 11 years, we have built quality driveways and parking lots for both your residential and commercial needs. We also offer free on-site quotes to have your custom driveways built the way you want.
Call AA Hauling 252-946-1227 or AAHauling.com.
I'm a big mood. You can't name a lot of things that I didn't do. Stacking paper like a book, not a Kindle. You outdated, I'm the one they getting into, and I won't break a sweat. Let's get it, 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 let's get it. Child, please, I don't need a towel, please.
Are you game day ready? Anson Belt, the official belt of ECU Athletics.
Big tax credits are back. Get a 30% tax credit, up to $2,000 off your new Mitsubishi electric heat pump install. Let Comfort Master help you take advantage of the tax credits with a qualifying Mitsubishi electric ducted heat pump or non-ducted Mitsubishi electric mini splits. Mitsubishi electric mini splits are ideal for bonus rooms, garages, or sunrooms. If you need a new HVAC unit, call Comfort Master today.
Call Comfort Master.